Hi everyone, today we are diving into another horrible case of human nature. This episode unravels tales of secret affairs and betrayal. Stay tuned as we bring the full details of the story.
In a quiet South Carolina town, people start to worry when the Carter family vanishes. Jason Carter, his wife Danielle, and their 19-year-old daughter Sarah haven't been seen for days. Neighbors are concerned as family vanishes. Jason Carter, his wife Danielle, and their 19-year-old daughter Sarah haven't been seen for days. Neighbors are concerned, especially since Jason was always respected in the community. A calm, successful businessman who seemed to have everything under control. Jason, 45, owned a popular restaurant. He was friendly, always smiling, and people looked up to him. Danielle, 38, stayed home and focused on raising her daughter, Sarah, from her first marriage. Sarah was a college student, living at home as she figured out her future. For a long time, Danielle thought her marriage was strong. Jason seemed like a good husband, even though he worked late and often went on trips he said were for the restaurant. But over time, Danielle noticed something strange happening between Jason and Sarah. Sarah, who used to be open and chatty, suddenly became distant. She stopped sharing things with her mom, started staying out late, and spent a lot of time alone in her room. Jason also began acting strange, showing more interest in Sarah's life and defending her in arguments with Danielle. At first, Danielle thought Jason was just being protective, but soon she began to sense something deeper. One day, while cleaning Sarah's room, Danielle found some strange notes. They weren't written by Sarah, but they had intimate, affectionate words like, "You're the one who makes me feel alive." Alarmed, Danielle tried to convince herself it was just teenage drama. But over the next few days, she noticed how Jason and Sarah exchanged odd looks, making her even more anxious. Danielle couldn't sleep for days, worrying about what might be going on in her own home. She started paying closer attention. Sarah's secret outings, Jason's constant phone calls whenever Sarah was away. It all started to make Danielle suspicious. She began to think something dark was happening between her husband and daughter. One night, when the tension in the house felt too much to bear, Danielle made a decision. She was going to follow Jason and Sarah, no matter where they went. Danielle can't ignore the strange behavior any longer. Anxiety eats at her as she hides in the shadows of the hallway. She watches Jason quietly slip into Sarah's bedroom, closing the door behind him. It's around midnight. Danielle creeps up to the door and hears their muffled voices. Sarah's whisper reaches her ears. "We have to keep this from everyone. No one can ever find out about our secret." Danielle freezes. Her mind races. Different thoughts flash through her head, but she can't accept the worst yet. This is her family, but something about what's happening behind that door feels wrong, not innocent at all. She decides not to act yet, telling herself she needs more proof before confronting them. But after that night, Danielle can't sleep. She notices more and more odd behavior between Jason and Sarah. Their glances become even more secretive. They avoid being around her at the same time. Each little thing makes her feel worse. She starts to believe there's something much darker between them. Desperate, Danielle finally confronts Jason. But when she asks her questions, his reaction stuns her. Jason is calm, almost amused. He dismisses her suspicions, making her feel like she's imagining everything. "You're just tired, maybe going through a midlife crisis," Jason says, making her doubt herself. "You're jealous of Sarah because she's growing up, becoming independent." He adds, brushing off her concerns as paranoia. His cold, logical tone messes with her mind. He makes her feel like the problem is hers, twisting things so that her worries seem like jealousy. When she tries to push for answers, Jason turns it all around, making her feel irrational and confused. "Do you really think I'd risk our family like that?" He chuckles softly, looking at her like she's crazy. This manipulation eats at her. She feels trapped, unsure of what's real anymore. After sleepless nights and growing desperation, Danielle knows she has to do something. Jason's words don't match her gut feeling. One night, while Jason is at work, Danielle goes through his computer. She cracks his password, but finds a folder locked with another one. Her heart races. After several tries, she finally breaks in. What she finds inside shatters her world. Photos and videos fill the folder, showing disturbing, intimate scenes between Jason and Sarah. It's not just an affair, it's control, manipulation, something far worse than she imagined. Jason wasn't just betraying her, he was destroying their daughter. The videos show Jason using his position as stepfather to control and manipulate Sierra, pulling her into a toxic relationship. Danielle is frozen in disbelief, her world crumbling as she realizes her family has been destroyed. Fear and rage flood her. Jason, the man she trusted, is a monster, abusing her daughter in the worst possible way. Desperate, Danielle knows she has to act. She needs to save Sierra and confront Jason. She starts making a plan to escape under the cover of night, take Sierra to a different town, and start a new life far from Jason. She quietly packs small bags, keeps important documents ready, and looks for a place where Jason can't find them. Danielle is certain Sierra is a victim. She feels it's her duty to protect her daughter from Jason's control. But when she tells Sierra about her plan, her daughter's reaction is chilling. Sierra shows no interest in escaping. Instead, she mocks Danielle, laughing at her mother's attempts to save her. This reaction leaves Danielle shocked. She can't understand why her daughter refuses to leave, why she isn't scared of Jason. Slowly, Danielle starts to see the truth. Sierra isn't as innocent as she thought. Soon after the failed escape plan, Danielle confronts Sierra. In a heart-wrenching conversation, she learns the devastating truth. Sierra isn't just a victim. She's been playing a long, twisted game. She got involved with Jason on purpose, using him to destroy Danielle's marriage. Sierra coldly admits that she's been angry with her mother for years, resenting her control. She used her relationship with Jason to tear the family apart. "You thought he was using me? No, Mom. I'm the one controlling him," Sierra says, her voice emotionless, eyes cold as ice. Danielle is crushed. Her daughter isn't just a participant in this nightmare. She's the one pulling the strings. Everything Sierra did was calculated to ruin their family. Danielle's heart breaks, realizing the daughter she thought needed saving is actually the mastermind. Now, Danielle understands that neither Jason nor Sierra will let her survive if she tries to escape. If she wants to live, she has to act quickly and decisively, before it's too late. Horrified, Danielle realizes she's trapped in a deadly game. Jason and Sierra, now working together, have made a plan to eliminate her. Danielle tries to escape the city alone, but she's already too late. Jason and Sierra are always one step ahead, controlling every move she makes. They stage a car accident, cleverly making it look like a tragic mishap. But Danielle knows better. This isn't just about pushing her out of their lives. It's a deadly game. In a terrifying moment, she finds herself caught in a trap set by her own family. Jason and Sierra arrange a meeting, promising a peaceful solution to their problems. Scared and confused, Danielle takes the risk and shows up. Things quickly spiral out of control. Sierra, enjoying every second, taunts her mother, while Jason, fully under Sierra's control, prepares for the final blow. Late one evening, on a deserted forest road outside town, the stage is set for the family's terrifying showdown. Jason and Sierra are confident. They pick the spot carefully, no witnesses, an isolated stretch of road, and any accident will seem like a coincidence. Jason, completely manipulated by Sierra, believes their plan is foolproof, but as they drive toward a dangerous curve in the road, Danielle begins to piece everything together. This wasn't Jason's plan at all. It was Sierra's from the start. Suddenly, everything clicks into place. The cold stares, the hidden smirks, the secrets. Sierra had been pulling the strings all along, playing them both. When the car pulls over, Sierra decides it's time to act. She opens the door, and Jason steps out, ready to force Danielle out of the car. But Danielle, filled with desperation, fights back. A violent struggle erupts, years of betrayal surfacing in the chaos. Though Jason is stronger, he's mentally drained, losing control of the situation. In a moment of desperation, Danielle pushes him with all her strength. Jason stumbles, hits his head on a rock at the edge of the road, and his life ends instantly. The shock of what just happened leaves Danielle frozen. She stares at Jason's lifeless body, unable to process what she's done. But her nightmare isn't over. She turns to Sierra, hoping her daughter will understand they're finally free from Jason's control. But what she sees chills her to the bone. Sierra's face is cold, calculating, without a trace of regret or fear. Sierra steps forward, already knowing exactly how to twist the situation to her advantage. She quickly starts staging the scene to make it look like Danielle killed Jason to cover up something darker. Sierra screams into the night, pretending there's a witness to her mother's madness. Before Danielle can react, Sierra throws the weapon to the ground. claiming it's what Danielle used to kill Jason. Without looking back, she disappears into the dark woods, heading for the highway to call the police. She'll claim that her mother lost control when she discovered the affair and killed Jason in a fit of rage. When the police arrive, they find Danielle in shock, standing over Jason's body. The scene Sierra staged is perfect. Danielle looks guilty, and the police quickly arrest her. Sierra presents herself as the innocent daughter of a jealous, unstable mother who snapped. Danielle trapped in the nightmare. The morning after the horrific events on the forest road, Danielle becomes the focus of a full-scale investigation. Sierra plays the role of the victim flawlessly. Her tears, her disheveled appearance, and her fake injuries convince everyone. She tells the police that Danielle killed Jason in a jealous rage and tried to attack her as well when she stepped in to save her father. A wife who couldn't handle her husband's affair with their daughter. To everyone, it seems like an open and shut case. The murder weapon has Daniel's fingerprints, and the scene shows signs of a struggle matching Sierra's story. Detectives Lawrence and Reed lead the investigation, initially believing Sierra's version of events. But as they dig deeper, something feels off. Sierra's performance seems too polished, too rehearsed, and her behavior after the tragedy doesn't fit that of a grieving daughter. Lawrence and Reed decide to look closer into Sierra's life. During a search of her room, they find a hidden diary. In this diary, they uncover shocking details. Sierra wrote about her plan to manipulate Jason, step by step, until he was completely under her control. She describes how she aimed to push Danielle out of the picture and take over the family, even controlling Jason's business and assets. The entries reveal that the relationship between Sierra and Jason wasn't an accident. It was all carefully planned. This diary changes everything. Detectives Lawrence and Reed now see the truth. Danielle was caught in a complex, calculated scheme. Sierra wasn't just an innocent victim. She orchestrated the entire situation, using her mother as a scapegoat in her plot to control the family. As detectives interview Sierra's friends and acquaintances, even darker truths emerge. It turns out that Sierra had been living a double life for quite some time. She wasn't just manipulating Jason. She was controlling those around her, bending them to her will. Friends share unsettling stories about how Sierra always got what she wanted, using charm and manipulation to make others do her bidding. As the detectives continue gathering evidence, Sierra realizes that her plan is unraveling. Her lies start contradicting the facts, and soon, they uncover crucial text messages between Jason and Sierra. The messages reveal Sierra's control over Jason and her intention to get rid of Danielle. The detectives return to Danielle, still in custody, for her husband's murder. When they inform her of the new evidence, Danielle finally feels a glimmer of hope. Though the betrayal of her daughter and husband crushes her, she now knows the truth is coming to light. The case takes a dramatic turn. Sierra becomes the prime suspect, and Danielle transforms from the accused to the victim of a cruel conspiracy. The trial, which began on December 3, 2022 at the district court, attracted significant media attention. James Hammond, the prosecution's lead attorney, set out to prove that Sierra had masterminded Jason's murder and framed her mother. The prosecution presents a strong case, including Sierra's diary entries and text messages, exposing her long-term plan to trap Danielle. On the first day of the trial, Sierra continues to play the victim, claiming she feared her mother and acted in self-defense. Her lawyer builds a defense, suggesting that Sierra was young and confused during her parents' conflict. Sierra delivers emotional statements, accusing Danielle of being harsh and controlling. However, the prosecutor introduces the damning diaries and testimonies from Sierra's friends, which portray her as a manipulative schemer. Sierra evidence paints a clear picture. Sierra had planned to eliminate her mother to fully control Jason. A key moment comes when Danielle testifies. With a voice full of pain, she recounts the devastation of discovering the truth. Her testimony moves the jury, showing that Danielle was the victim of a calculated plot, not a violent perpetrator. The courtroom watches in disbelief as Sierra's carefully crafted story falls apart. Sierra's lawyer tries to lessen her responsibility, arguing that she was just a confused young woman trapped in a difficult situation. However, the prosecution stands firm, insisting that Sierra knew exactly what she was doing. On January 11, 2023, the jury reaches its verdict. Sierra Carter is found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder and framing her mother. She is sentenced to 25 years in prison, with no chance of parole for the first 15 years. Danielle now faces a critical decision: to confront the mysterious forces hinted at in the letter, or to continue trying to rebuild her shattered life in quiet isolation. The letter's ominous tone suggests there may be deeper, more insidious layers to the tragedy that destroyed her family. Ignoring it could mean leaving dangerous secrets buried, but pursuing the truth risks reopening the wounds she's been trying to heal. Either path holds the possibility of a dark and uncertain future. Danielle stands at a crossroads. The idea of leaving it all behind is tempting. After all, she's been through enough trauma to last a lifetime. She yearns for peace, for the chance to finally heal and move on from the nightmare that stole her family. Yet the mysterious letter has unsettled her, igniting a familiar anxiety deep inside her. It whispers that everything she thought she knew might have been a lie, that someone else was orchestrating the horror she endured. If she ignores it, she risks living in constant fear of the unknown. But if she pursues it, she's opening herself up to new dangers, new betrayals, and revelations that could once again tear her world apart. Danielle's decision will define the rest of her life. Leaving it behind might offer her a chance at freedom, but could she ever feel truly safe without knowing who or what was lurking in the shadows of her past? Starting her own investigation, though terrifying, could give her the closure she's been desperately seeking. It might expose new horrors, but perhaps it would also offer the truth and a path to truly close this tragic chapter. Does Danielle have the strength to dive back into the darkness to uncover the truth, or will she choose to walk away, hoping that time can finally heal the wounds? Which path do you see her taking? Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for shocking story to come.